Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today it's finally time for my planner setup of August, and I'm using the Cocoa Daisy planner kits as usual, and I guess most of the other kits as well. Anyways, my pockets I'm decorating with the die cuts from the memory keeping classified kits, and these die cuts are from Pink Paisley and it's the Auburn Lane collection, and I think it's just stunning. I didn't think that I would like it as much as I did when I started to play around with it, but yeah, you could go whimsy with this series as well. Ha! Anyways, the pockets are decorated. Some things I actually use a bit of glue so that they will stick properly. Just a little heads up, so they are not just, thrown there, they are actually stuck there. Then I change out my Simon cards and I try to decide if I want Betty to go on the back or if she goes in the same pocket as Simon, and I decided that they need to go together. On the front of my cover I decided to try to make a bow. I'm saying try to because I'm not very good at making bows, but I just felt like this ribbon that came in the memory keeping 12 by 12 kit just went so well with the mustard suede Webster Pages pocket TN. That was just a long rambling of words, but I just felt like this ribbon went so well with the planner that I just had to try to make a bow. This month I was really in the mood to change my cover out. I was so in love with some of the papers in the paper add-on this month that I just had to. And I'm doing so by removing the staples first of all. And then I take the cover and I just draw a line around it so I know how much paper I'll be needing to cut out. And then I just use my paper trimmer to cut it to size. And I have actually slid it into the little paper clips so it's on the back, and then I sew it together and I start to play around with gesso on the front cover. And those little dabbing things I'm making is I'm trying to make a bit of texture sort of on the front, and I actually think it worked. And then as I wait for the paint to dry, I cut my monthly view to size, and this I use for my social media tracking and when I have blog posts and such. I think I've talked about this a million times, but if you're new to my channel, you might not know that. So that's what I'm doing here, and I think it's so fun to incorporate different types of insert to just this one insert. So I also have a standard dory at work, and I use some of the personal pages in there as well. And then I use a ton of the daily pages in different ways, and if I have pages over, I try to use them as die cuts sort of. So there's just so many things that you can make with the planner pages. You don't have to necessarily use them in a personal sized planner or an A5 planner. You can do a little bit what you feel like. And then I go ahead and finish off that front page, and I'm using more of those die cuts, and I think that they're just too cute. I love that little rabbit, and a couple of years back I would have probably hoarded that rabbit, but I felt like this way I get to see it every day for a month at least, and then it will sit on I have this little box right next to my desk where all of my old little mini dories sit, and sometimes I actually pick them up and just flip through them or just look at the front covers, or it's not just for a month, it's actually for quite some time that I use them. Then I go ahead and number my pages, and I don't think I usually show this step, but it's something that I do every month to see how I'm going to use my pages. Another thing that I really fell in love with this month were the rub-ons, and I think it was a year back or so that I really learned how to use them. And I don't know, it might have been that I had bad rub-ons or something previously, but I didn't get the result that I quite wanted. but now I do. And it's all about finding the right amount of pressure, because if you push too hard, you will have really nasty scratch marks on your pages. And obviously, if you go too loose, you won't transfer the imprint to your pages. So it's about finding the right amount, and you can actually just lift the plastic a bit and see if it will stick, if it's stuck to the page. And if it's not, you just keep on rubbing. So it's actually quite simple, and it's really, I think that the result is it looks like the paper is made this way, and I think that's just amazing. And also, I really like the encouraging quotes and sayings on these rub-ons. They really set the tone for the month, I believe, that like, let's gather together. That's something that encourages me, because I really feel like family and friends and people around me are what is most important. And that's something that I really want to, I don't know, look at and see throughout the days of the month. So yeah. Then I go ahead and make my monthly goals page. This is something that I've been doing for months and months and months and months. I've been switching the layout out a bit from month to month, but having it there, it's also something that really sets the, not tone really, but like it really enhances the power of setting goals for me. And I'm making it super simple this month. I'm making 3 little sections with the hexagons and just a bit of doodling, and we are done. And as I'm using the week on 2 pages, I personally like to divide the sections up a bit. And I'm doing so by using stamps and washi tape and what have you. And I really like to play around a bit with my stamps. I've had months where I have played around a lot with different colors and different types of inks, but this month I'm just going simple and using my black VersaFine ink, which is one of my personal favorites. I'm playing around with the placement of stamps, and I'm also using a lot of secondhand or second generation, I guess it's called, sorry, stamping. And also I'm using a couple of stickers, and yeah, I'm just having fun with the dividing of my days or weeks, really. The days of the week stamps are from an old Cocoa Daisy kit, so they are not available any longer. But that's also something that I really like about having subscribed to a kit for so long, that I actually have quite a few different types of days of the week. So I can just, that's one of the things that I do pre-setting up, is to go through my different stamp sets and see what kind of days of the week that I want and how I'm gonna date things. And it's a process, and you see the end bit of the, or middle bit, I guess you could say, because I mean the end bit is when it's all done, right? When you have decorated all of your weekly spreads and when everything is done. So this is perhaps the middle bit, but the end bit of the I don't know, I think I'm it's a bit late here, okay? Anyways, I'm dating my days, and I'm actually not going to use the date stamps for the weekends. I'm just going to play around with that in different ways instead. And this month we got an extra set of date cover stickers, and these were in the planner classifieds, I believe. I'm not quite sure, but I think so. And they are hexagons. And I think they are I just had to use them in my regular planner. I was contemplating, using them in my work planner, and I had other ideas, but this way I get to see them all the time, which I like. And I think that they went very well with the pages and everything, so I'm very happy that I made this pick. And I don't know, it adds a bit of whims that I really like. I don't know if you've noticed that before, but I really like when things are a bit crooked and fun. That's my way to go. One thing that I wanted to try out this month was to have a spread where I write things that I'm thankful of, just something small for each day of the month. And for this I used the I don't know which kit this came in, if it was the pocket memory keeping kit or if it was, I don't know, I'm not sure, but it was also from the Auburn Lane pink paisley thing, and this was a set of stickers, and it had on one of the pages it had numbers. It actually had two sets of numbers, and so this was a very quick and easy process. So each line I will write something that I'm thankful for each and every day, and that's also something that I feel like could set the tone. Like, you know, if you focus on what makes you happy and what makes you thankful, then you also get that mindset. Like, I actually need to, even if I have a crappy day, I will have to sit down and write something that I'm thankful for. And I think that's such a powerful thing to do. I really think that we can change the way we think about certain things, and we also have an impact on the way our brains think. So I hope this will turn out to be fun. Another thing that I'm doing, this is just for fun actually. I have monthly overviews on so many places, but I really like them because they are more sort of a reference. Like if someone asks me about a date, I can just go and look and yeah, that Monday seems good. So this one is it's mainly for fun, and it's also for reference. It's not as much, I have other monthly views that I will use more, I guess. But I think it's so fun to make these pages, so why not? And then I can write something, you know, a little memory or something for each day, or, you know, there's always a use for a monthly view, whichever way you use it. And if not, it's a good way of trying to you know, make straight lines and to practice hand lettering, or, you know, there's always a use for everything. As long as it's fun to make, then why not do it? And like you see, I am trying to practice my hand lettering. I have a long way to go, but everyone has to start somewhere, right? And I'm decorating it with another Robon, and this one is a bit copper toned. I think that's also something that it's like a transition into fall for me, with copper and all of the yellows, and it's still summery, but it's also a bit, you know, you get the feel like fall is it's just around the corner. I'm switching this part up a bit. Usually I make a little pocket and I pop this little overview into it, and I can just take it out and have a look at it, but I wasn't in the mood for making a pocket, so I decided to just glue it in there, or more precisely just one of the pages in there, or one of the sides, so that I still have my to-do list on one side, and then I can just flip it out. I think it turned out pretty cool. And then on the back, the little Hufflepuff thing I used, it was a free printable from Frank Hardstew, and I think you have to be part of that Facebook group to get access to it, so check them out on Facebook. I will link to the Facebook group down below. And the setup is done. Yay! And I had so much fun setting this month up. I really like to switch things out a bit and to change things around a bit. Like the basis of my planner is still the same, but you know, some things change, something gets added, something gets moved around, and but the base is still the same. This is for planning. This is for actual planning. And I think it turned out so cute. I think it's so nice that something so practical can be so cute, at least in my opinion. I know a lot of people around me feel like this is just such a weird thing to be doing, but for me it's actually helped so much. I have control of things, I know what to do, and I have a creative outlet, and I just love this way of planning. And now I'm just flicking through my planner so you see what I have in here. I have a lot of stuff in here. But I mean, this is my little blanket, I guess. I often call it my blanket because I always carry it around with me and it gives me comfort and joy. So thank you so much for sticking with me for this plan with me. And if you want to see more of what I create, please consider subscribing. And I would love to hear from you down in the comments below. Thanks for now. Bye!